you would never know that this is the richest country in the world. You can't even get a test for coronavirus.
Although it's much poorer in dollar wealth, it's much richer in real value wealth, and the capacity to basically make people live happier and better in a better environment. And that's what matters in the end. If there is strong social investment in the health of the nation, then the impact of the disease is likely to be much smaller. You can see in Italy now, as a result of the predation to the health under Berlusconi's and other neoliberals, we've seen a disastrous health effect. Chinese model is a social model, and that's why it's been very successful in actually dealing with much more immense catastrophic situation, because of the order has actually put people first. They have invested heavily in the social infrastructure, in hospitals and in people.
We could actually keep this virus out of most of the United States by having mass testing and identifying people and getting them to separate so it doesn't spread all over the whole country. And we're not doing that. And that is a horrible crime. Not having the medical and sick leave, for example, is a big hole in the thing. There's a $500 billion slush fund with very little accountability that Trump can use to reward friends and punish enemies. In Iran and Venezuela, they're cutting off the major supply of dollars for those countries, which is oil. And the financial sector is under various degrees of embargo from the United States and the international financial systems. Iran has also been hit because of the inability to get medicines and medical equipment. It's become more obvious that when there's coronavirus and you need tests and you need equipment, you need masks, and you need all the things that we don't even have enough of here in the U.S. and ventilators. How are you going to get these things when you don't have any foreign exchange and you don't have access to the international financial system and your economy is being forced into recession and, in Venezuela's case, hyperinflation? The U.S. is losing influence in the world. China's economy is bigger than the U.S. economy by about 25% now, and it will be twice the size of the U.S. economy within a decade. The relative power of the United States will decline a little bit faster, but that's the way the world is going, and I think this crisis will contribute to it some.
Actually controls the useful commodity circuit. It controls, the socks, the shoes, the computers, the refrigerators, everything that people use and need, including the medication and things like that. So China will also probably, just like it did in 2008, lead the world out of recession again. As a world reserve currency, it is a medium of oppression. The dollar is also backed with a lot of finance. The capability, to basically ensure that the dollar is the world reserve currency and the dollar is sort of a jack of all trade, is backed by a lot of power. And the dollar is a huge conveyor belt of other people's wealth, because you don't even have to do anything just because your dollar is the greatest currency on earth.
It was even more ironic that during the world recession of 2009 and the financial crisis that preceded it in 2008, the U.S. was the epicenter. And still the dollar rose and money came into the United States. And that's because the U.S. dollar and the dollar-based instruments, government securities of the United States are the foundation of the international financial system. They make up over 60% of the reserves of banking systems. So investors will flee to the security of U.S. dollar-denominated assets in a crisis, even if the U.S. economy is going down the toilet. I mean, the United States basically can print all the money that it wants, and the rest of the world will take it.